Great day, second grade students and families. It's Mr. Sargent here with your weekly announcements for the week of April 29th through May 3rd. And if you notice, we don't have the fancy background today because we're getting into May and that is the busiest time of the year. And I just wanted to send you a quick message to let you know all the great things that we're going to be doing this week here at GPA, as well as what we're going to be doing in the second grade. So, with no further ado, I'm going to get right to the school news, and there's not much. But on Thursday, May 2nd, we will be sending home interim reports. These are our progress reports for the first few weeks of the fourth quarter. This is when we get to check to see our progress, what we need to work on, what we're excelling at, and then we can use these to make a plan as to move forward towards the end of the year, which is quickly approaching. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be May 2nd. We'll be sending home progress reports. Now, that's all I have for school news this week. If I missed anything, definitely go ahead and check out Mr. Dunn's weekly Class Dojo message. It has incredible information, everything from school lunch schedules to school events to things that we're going to be doing. All right? So I encourage all of you to check that out. Now, on to what we're doing in the second grade. This week, we are going to be focusing on ELA and week 25 spelling words. Now, these have the CK digraph at the end. So it has the K sound at the end of the words. So right up here, let's go ahead and take a look at these words that you will need to know this week. Number 1 is row. 2 is stack. 3 pack, 4 dock, 5 lock, 6 quack, 7 rope, 8 snack, 9 quick, 10 neck, 11 check, 12 circle, 13 square, 14 rectangle, 15 scale, and 16 plane. All right, these are our words of the week. You will get your packet on Monday, and as always, it needs to be done by Friday. Now, also in ELA, we're going to continue reading the story Good Enough to Eat, which is an incredible book talking about eating healthy and the foods that we eat. All right, and finally, in ELA, you're going to be focusing on grammar when dealing with and using commas. Now, if you don't know how to use commas, let's let vocabulary help us out and understand commas a little bit better.
Yo, I'm going to the store. You want anything?
Yes, could you pick up some onions, broccoli, frozen pizzas, and you know those pastries with the chocolate on top? I think they're called eclairs. I'll take a dozen of those.
Whoa. I understand the word you're saying, but I think your sentences could use some punctuation, especially commas.
What is a comma?
A comma is an important punctuation mark. It allows a sentence to breathe. There are lots of ways to use commas. Let's get into it. When writing a date, a comma goes between the day and the year, like this. January 1st, 1957. Use a comma to separate a city from its state, as in Syracuse, New York. You need a comma in the greeting and in the closing of a letter or email. Dear Samantha, comma, blah, blah, blah. Sincerely, comma, Donnie. When you write a list of 3 or more things in a sentence, you need to separate the items with commas. I'll pick up some onions, broccoli, and frozen pizzas from the store. Commas separate introductory words and phrases from the rest of a sentence. Anyway, I need to get going. Same goes for sentences that start with yes or no, as in, yes, I play the oboe. No, I will not perform at your bar mitzvah. Commas set off those, don't you think, type questions at the ends of sentences too, like, that dog looks like a cat, doesn't it? And, you like cats, don't you? Use a comma when you address someone by name, as in, Larry, can you walk my dog? Thanks a lot, Larry. If the name appears in the middle of the sentence, you need commas on both sides. For your information, Larry, my dog likes his tummy rubbed. Commas separate longer parts of sentences too. When you begin a sentence with a dependent clause, a clause that's not a complete sentence, you'll need a comma after the dependent clause. If you're ever unsure where a comma goes, it usually helps to read the sentence out loud and listen to where you naturally pause. If the Packers win tonight, I'm going to celebrate with a block of cheese. If you're writing a compound sentence, a sentence with more than one independent clause, put a comma before the coordinating conjunctions like and or but. This pizza is awful, and I want my money back. I can order another pizza, but I doubt it will arrive before the game starts. Here are some sentences that need a comma. Can you spot where? That cow looks sleepy, doesn't it? Angela, your Taekwondo skills are really coming along. To be honest, I don't speak French. Activities will include snorkeling, surfing, and checkers. I don't know what you did to the spaghetti sauce, but it tastes like ketchup, and I mean that as a compliment.
Thank you for your attention, consideration, and patience during this lesson.
Let's try that again with commas.
Thank you for your attention, consideration, and patience during this lesson about commas. It was informative, wasn't it? Okay, bye.
Bye.
As always, Flocabulary is a great resource, very easy to use, and it helps us strengthen those skills that we need as we go on to the rest of the year. All right, let's move on to math. In math, we're going to be focusing on problem solving with categorical data using tables, picture graphs, and bar graphs. So pretty much what you're going to be doing this week is learning how to use bar graphs, how to use tally graphs, and how to interpret these. Now, when I say interpret, this is taking the information that we have from the graphs to answer questions. All right. Also, you're going to have an opportunity to create your own graphs this week. Super excited for all of you. Graphing is fun, easy, and very useful. Very useful. All right. So good luck this week on your graphing. Now, in social studies this week, we're going to be continuing focusing on the colonies. Like last week, we focused on the beginning and the formation of the 13 colonies. All right. How they started, why they started, where they started. This week, we're going to be focusing on how the growth of these colonies changed the environment around them. You see, when people came to the New World, they changed the environment that was previously here. We know about the New England region, the Mid-Atlantic region, and the southern regions. We know what their major resources were, but when the population of these colonies increased, it definitely changed the environment from what it looked like before to what it looks like now. So we're going to be looking at how the growth in population changes the environment that they live in. All right, and I can't wait to see what we learn this week. I definitely can't wait to see how you use bar graphs, tally charts, and all that in math. I look forward to talking to you about the story you're reading, as well as listening to you pronounce and use those spelling words this week as well. So I hope you all have a great weekend, and as always, I cannot wait to see each and every one of you on Monday.